Hey guys, good morning. So today I'm going to show you how to make Spanish bread from the Philippines, and it's very easy. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to use for today. I'm going to flash them into your screen and I'm going to put them into your description box so you know how to do this and you can follow this video as well. So this is our milk that we're going to be using. It's just a full cream milk. My hands are clean. I've already cleaned them. I've already washed them, you know the drill. So now I've got the lukewarm water. I'm gonna add my yeast. This is the instant active dry yeast, or you can use instant yeast. So I'm just gonna be adding 1.5 teaspoons. And then I'm just gonna add the sugar from our ingredients. I'm just gonna add a little bit of sugar there just to feed the yeast, and I'm going to stir them. Just give them a quick stir. Just want to make sure that all those sugars are dissolved. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to leave this. Just going to leave that aside and we'll wait for that to bloom, okay? So while I'm waiting for that to bloom, I'm not gonna do anything, but I'll just, start putting them in my mixer. Now, if you don't have a mixer at home, that's not a problem. You can still do this manually. All you need to do is just put everything in here and then you mix them together until you get that consistency that you can start putting them on your workbench and start rolling it from there, okay? So I've got that there. And I've also got my beaten egg, okay? All I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna put them all together. That's all I'm going to do. You can start mixing it a little bit, just the dry ingredients, and then later on we're gonna add all the wet ones. I'm just waiting for this to bloom. If you can actually see it, it's already blooming. I've also got 1 teaspoon of salt here, but I'm gonna put this later after I have mixed my yeast in there, because this will kill your yeast, so I don't want that to happen. So see, look at that, it has already bloomed. It has doubled in size. So now we're going to add that here. Just make a well in the center. I've already made a well by mixing it earlier. I've already done a well. Now with your butter, this is 3 tablespoons of butter. There are some recipes that will ask you for a melted butter, but I don't know, for baking I don't want to melt my butter because this will add shape. So I don't want to melt it. I just want to keep it like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna add this, and just don't forget that you still have your salt, okay? Just don't forget about that. I'm just gonna add my beaten egg. It's just 1 beaten egg. And then our yeast. Ooh, look at that. There we go. And then we're turning this on. And once they are mixed, but not totally mixed, I'm going to add the salt. You can just you can start slow because you just want to mix them all together. And once the yeast has been mixed properly into the flour, and I can start adding my salt. Okay, now that it has been properly added into my flour, I can slowly add in my salt. If you're going to do it manually, you do it in the bowl first. You do it where you add, all your ingredients. You do it there first until you get that consistency that it's not that wet anymore. It's not drooping wet. Then you can add it into your workbench and start kneading it from there. So that's how I do it if I do it manually. And then you already know, most of you already know how to knead. If you don't know how to knead, I've got some videos there where I knead my dough manually, so you can view those videos and see. It's not really rocket science how I knead the dough. I just fold it in half, press it out, then fold it in half again, and then press it out. That way I'm kneading my dough equally. And you check on it, when you press on it and it doesn't spring back, that means your dough is ready. You don't really have to press on it really hard. You just poke it a little bit, and if it doesn't spring back on you, then your dough is ready and you can rest it. Because we're still going to rest this dough, and we're going to let it rise or double in size, and then we can start making it into a Spanish bread. So later, while we are resting this, we'll start doing our filling for our Spanish bread. It's really hard to tell, when you don't know what you're doing. When I first started baking, if I see this, I'm gonna be so scared and I'll start throwing in flour in there. But now I learned that these recipes, you just have to trust the recipe that it's gonna work. If you've been doing this for an hour and it's still doing the same thing, then yeah, probably you need to add flour. But most of the time you don't have to, because those recipes have been, they've tested that recipe. It has been tested. It has been tweaked. You just have to trust it. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this, and I'll come back when our dough is ready for our next step. See ya. Hey guys, we're back. So you can see our dough, it's starting to pull into the middle. So it's getting close to being ready. Okay. So that is now ready. Just gonna take that out. Just gonna put it into my workbench. I can scrape all of these. Is use a scraper so you can scrape it from the bottom of your pan. But I'm telling you, this is ready. I'm not gonna need this anymore. I just need it to see. It's still sticky, but not that sticky anymore. So I'm just going to add some oil here. So I'm doing this because when this doubles in size, I don't want it to stick into that surface there. I want it to be easy for me to release them from here, okay? So I don't want to add too much, but just enough so that, they will not stick into that surface there when I remove them. I'm not kneading it, okay? I'm just shaping it so it turns into that lovely bowl. put it here. Okay, so I just want to give it a roll again. Okay, see that you've added the oil, how it's no longer sticking because of that oil. But I just want to form it so it looks nice. See how smooth that is? And see when you poke it? So it would still be soft. It's still a little bit sticky, but you can already remove it. Okay? Look at that. So I know that this bread is going to be really, really soft. And this is the consistency that I like. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Just wanna poke all those air bubbles. And now what you wanted to do now is to cover this and then put this in a place where it's warm and there's no traffic. So I normally put it in the oven because I know that, you know, without turning on the oven, of course, I know that there's no traffic there and no one's gonna turn it on and it's dark. And that's how they like it. If you're in a place, you're like now, it's very cold here. What you can do is to turn on the oven in a very low setting while you're kneading the dough. You can do that. Maybe turn it on for like 5-10 minutes just to make it warm in there, and then turn it off and then leave it like that while you're kneading your dough. So when your dough gets into the oven, it's warm in there and it's going to be, you know, your dough won't have difficulty rising or proofing. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, so now all we need to do is just wait for this dough to double in size. I'm still going to cover it like that, and I'll put this in the oven. Back, I'll just give everything a wash. I'll just give this a wash and then I'll come back and we'll do the filling together. See ya. Alright guys, so now we're gonna do our filling. So normally they will just mix this all together and add this as a filling to their dough, but somehow I find it that, you know, it becomes really, like, it becomes greasy. You know, when you start folding it, it comes out on the side of the dough. So now we're going to, you know, cook this for a little bit just so we can incorporate them together well, and it's gonna taste even better, and it's gonna, you know, it's not gonna be too greasy and all those problems that you encounter with when you do your Spanish bread. This will solve it. So you just want to put it on medium heat because you don't really want to burn this. Okay. So the consistency that I like is a spreadable consistency. So that's what I'm aiming for. Just want to make sure that all the butter is melted. Okay. I'm gonna turn off the heat now because I know that they're all well incorporated, and I'm gonna wait for this to cool down because see how thick this one is. It's gonna still thicken up once it cools down, and that's exactly the consistency that I want, because we're going to spread this into our dough. So you just leave it like that. You can remove it from the pan or leave it here, but let it cool down. And once your dough is ready, this has cooled down, and you can use that as well. So we'll come back when our dough is ready, and then we'll start filling our dough. Hey guys, so it's been an hour now, and here is our dough. Wow. So first you need to do, boom. Depends on how much your dough will rise, because it's very cold here, so it's very hard for my dough to rise. If you're going to sell this, you know, I would suggest that you weigh each of this dough, so you'll have the same size of dough. Okay. I want to make sure that I cover them so they don't go dry on me, because I'm not that quick. I'm not that fast, so I just want to cover them so it will give me enough time. Okay, I don't have to rush too much, so that way it will not go dry while I'm working on what I'm doing. Okay, so the first one, all you need to do is just press it down like that, and then we are going to make it into a rectangle. Okay. Okay. And then we'll add our cold filling. Siya yung gusto ko nga ito. Ganyan mo lang sa gitna. Look at the consistency when you cook your filling rather than just mixing them. See how nice you can spread it? And it doesn't run like, you know, if you don't cook this one, it actually runs. So now all you need to do, I just don't make that long. Now you don't want the sides to have filling because you won't be able to seal it. So now all you need to do is just roll it back, just like that. Other people will do it differently. It depends on how you want to do it. So if you don't want it like that, you just roll it this way then. Okay? So use your to roll it. Okay, and then You have your breadcrumbs. Just roll it in your breadcrumbs, just like so. And this is our first. That's our first Spanish bread. Alright, so we are done. Our oven is now ready. So we're going to bake this at 150 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 30 minutes or until it's golden brown. So I'll go ahead and put this in and I'll come back when we're ready to taste this Spanish bread from the Philippines. And I'm so excited, I cannot wait. Wow, pretty. So it's exactly 20 minutes. Look at that. So we're just going to let this cool and then we'll taste this together. See ya. Hey guys, we're back. So now we're going to taste our Spanish bread. So I've got 3 different Spanish breads. So this is the one that we did not put any milk. So we just added the breadcrumbs. So that's how it looks. And then this too is where we've added the milk before the breadcrumbs. So with this one, I added butter before I spread the filling. So let's taste it. Oh, it's yummy. Delicious. Now this one, I didn't spread the butter first. I just added the filling straight away. So look at the filling inside. Let's taste it. It's super soft. This has been cooled for 5 minutes and it's still soft. I really like it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it to your community. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please click that subscribe button and the bell next to that so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Until next time guys, bye.